15절에 18절까지.
The scripture is John chapter 21, verse 15 to 18.
요한복음 21장 15절에 18절까지 같이 목소리 듣습니다.
John chapter 21, verse 15 to 18. Let's read it all together.
그들이 조각 먹은 후에 예수께서 시몬 베드로에게 이르시되 요한에서 시몬아 네가 사람보다 나를 내가 중국에 사는 주님께서 아시고 이르시되 내 어린 양을 보시라. 또 보여주시되 요한에서 시몬아 내가 주님을 사랑하는 주님께서 아시고 이르시되 내 양을 보시라. 세 번째 이르시되 요한을 보시거나 요한을 사랑하냐 주께서 세 번째 요한을 사랑하시고 내가 신뢰하는데 모든 것을 아시노라. 내가 사랑하는 주님께서 아시노라. 예수께서 이르시되 내 양을 보라. 내가 진실로 너희에게는 내가 말씀을 서로 있고 원하는 것을 알고 내가 주님의 말을 너희에게 마음에 너희가 있고 원하지 않는 것도 자, EBS 기초 아래 우리 제목 파이팅 그런데 아래 보면 EBS 요원 누르는 있습니다.
So the textbook, it is called EBS Basic Training Material, but if you look at the inside, it says that EBS Workers textbook.
그래서 여러분이 EBS 요원을 훈련시키는 메시지다.
So you can say that this EBS message is the message through which we give training for EBS workers.
EBS는 우리가 개인 양육하는 거 EBS를 하는데 그 대상자적인 메시지 따로 있어요.
So the meaning of EBS, it is for it is like nurturing individuals, but actually we have a different target for this EBS.
그건 우리가 EBS 개인 양육 메시지라고 써놨죠.
And we have different message for them. It is called EBS Individual Nurturing Message.
이거는 이제 EBS 요원을 훈련시킵니다.
But this textbook, this is called EBS Workers Training Textbook.
우리가 지금 계속 해가는 중에 오늘 어린 양을 보기라.
So while we are like giving a lecture about this textbook, and today's title is this Feed My Lambs.
예수님께서 이제 어린 양이라고 하셨는데 어린 양을 먹이라고 베드로에게 하시고.
And this is what Jesus said. Jesus said to his disciples that feed my lambs.
이 보면 어린 양을 먹이라 하기 전에 요한의 아들 시몬아 네가 이 사람들보다 나를 더 사랑하냐.
And before Jesus said, feed my lambs, he just said to son of John like this, Simon, son of John, do you love me?
여러분 아시다시피 이제 이 본문은 베드로가 이제 고기 잡으러 돌아갔죠.
And as you know, this scripture is about this. But Peter, he went back to fishing.
베드로는 예수님을 3번 모른다 부인한 거예요.
And at the time, Peter denied Jesus 3 times. He said, I don't know Jesus.
부활한 주님을 다시 만났다.
But later he met resurrected Jesus.
그러나 베드로는 다시 고기 잡으러 돌아갔어요.
But still, like Peter, he just went back fishing.
그 주님을 찾아왔어요.
And that's why Jesus, he came up to Peter.
고기 잡는 베드로에게 그 바닷가에 서서 아침 조각을 준비해놓고 기다리고 있어요.
And then, like the time Peter was fishing, and then Jesus, he prepared the breakfast for him, and then he was waiting for him in the beach.
예수님인지 모르고 있었는데요. 고기를 한 마리도 못 잡았는데 주님이 고기 많이 잡았냐고 물어요.
And at the time, like disciples, they had no idea who he was. But at the time, Jesus asked a question to them. Oh, did you have a lot of fish?
밤새도록 잡은 한 마리 못.
And then they said, oh, we just tried to like fish like
그때-
all night long, but we couldn't really get anyone.
우리가 한 마리도 못 잡았다. 그러니까 주님께 그러면 그 배 오른쪽에 한번 금을 던져봐라.
And at the time, like Jesus said that then just try to like throw out your net to the right side of your ship.
이래서 그 그물에 물고기가 153마리인데 그냥 그물이 찢어져도 잡힌다.
And then it says that later on, and that's how they kind of like got 153 fish, and then the net itself was really full of large fish.
그러니까 뭐 얼마나 놀랐겠어요.
And can you imagine how much they were really astonished and surprised?
그때 정말 이분이 부활하신 예수님을 알게 돼요.
But at the time, like this Peter and other disciples, they realized who this resurrected Jesus was.
그래서 이제 뭐 고기 잡다마다 이제 내려놓고 내리기 전에 베드로는 예수님을 찾아왔죠.
And then they all just laid down their net, and then Peter, they came up to Jesus by himself.
자, 예수님께서 조반을 준비해 같이 먹고 난 뒤에 하신 말씀.
At the time, Jesus prepared breakfast for them, and then after having breakfast, this is what he said to the disciples.
베드로에게 아무것도 안 물었어요.
At the time, Jesus didn't ask anything to Peter.
사실 부활한 다음에 베드로에게 처음 이제 말씀하시는데 어떤 걸 묻지 않고 그냥 네가 나를 사랑하냐.
But actually, it was kind of first word that Jesus said to his disciples. At the time, he didn't ask anything to Peter, but he said that, do you truly love me?
왜 그래 보실까요?
And what is the reason for Jesus to ask this kind of question?
그게 사역자의 조건.
And that's the condition of community workers.
그렇죠. 여러분이 개인 양육하든지 뭘 하든지 사역자를 할 때 사역자 조건.
And then whenever you do like ministry or whatever ministry you may do, like individual ministry or something, but there is a condition for community workers.
예수는 베드로가 3번 배신했지만 그 모든 게 아니에요.
And then yeah, even though Peter denied Jesus even 3 times, but Jesus didn't really ask him a question because of this.
그거는 뭐 베드로가 예수님을 모른다, 몰라서 그런 게 아니라 너무 그런 위기 상황 속에서 겁이 나가지고 마음이 너무 소리한 걸 주님 아십니다.
Because Jesus all knew that actually Peter denied Jesus Christ because he didn't really know who he was, because of the circumstances and the situation. That's why he was so afraid. That's why he said it.
그렇죠. 그리고 그걸 처음 한 게 아니에요. 네가 나를 사랑하냐?
But you just ask this question: do you truly love me?
근데 이 앞에 보면요, 보다
But if you look at the previous like word, it says you just ask this question: do you love
이
me?
사람들보다 나를 더
Do you
사랑해.
love me more than these people?
뭐 하여튼 영어로 뭐더 사랑해.
And it says like more than, right?
여러분이 사역자라 많은 사람이 사역자라 하면서 너무 그립들이 많아.
And then many people, they call themselves
그렇죠.
that they are community workers, but they have so many obstacles.
하여튼 그립들이 너무 많아.
Yeah, they have a lot of obstacles.
그립들만 너무 예쁘고.
So whenever they are caught by their obstacles, they always fall down and then they just give up.
예수님께서 이 사람들보다 나를 더 사랑하냐.
And then you just ask this question: do you love me more than these people?
여러분이 정말 복음을 사랑합니다.
Do you really love the gospel?
그렇잖아요. 저는 많은 해외 사역을 했다는 걸 때문에 이 말이 무슨 말인지 알아요.
And then I have been to many countries doing missions and ministry. That's why I really know what it means.
제가 에티오피아 이렇게 사람 보내려고 할게요. 많은 모습도 안 하려고.
And I wanted to send some like lecturers to Ethiopia, and then many pastors, they don't really want to go there.
이웃 땅도 없어. 멀고 뭐 힘들고 어렵다.
And actually, they don't really have any other reasons. They say, oh, it is really far and it is difficult there.
그러니까 뭐 한 번 갔다 와 그다음에
That's why they just like visit there only once, but after that, they never go there again.
어디 가까운 데 가려고 저 미국 편한 데 가려지 어려운 거야.
And they just want to visit some like near country, or they want to go to a country like America, which is really comfortable, but they don't really want to go to a country like Ethiopia.
그럼 뭐 우리가 뭐 핑계 이유 될거 없잖아요.
So actually, there are many excuses or like reasons for us to make.
남편 때문에 뭐해?
And sometimes we make these kind of excuses because of my husband,
애들 때문에 뭐해?
because of my children.
뭐 돈이 없, 돈 때문에 뭐해?
I don't have money, that's why.
뭐 아파 뭐해?
And I'm sick, that's why I cannot do this.
오만 핑계 이유가.
We make many different kind of excuses.
그러면 여러분을 사용 못하게 하는 사단은 여러분을 얼마든지 못하게 할 수 있는 거예요.
Then, like, what about Satan, who can really block you to not to do the ministry? He can really give you many different kind of excuses so that you cannot really just do your ministry.
그래 예수님께서 베드로의 딴 거 뭐예요? 베드로는 이미 복음을 갖고 온 사람.
And that's why Jesus didn't ask other questions. Why? Because Peter
그렇죠.
he already had the gospel.
예수님이 그리스도라고 아는 사람.
He is the one who knows the fact that Jesus is the Christ.
그분이 죽고 부활한 걸 본 사람.
And he also saw Jesus like dying, Jesus death on the cross and then resurrection.
그러니까 딴 거 묻는 게 아닙니다. 네가 이 사람보다 나를 더 사랑하냐?
And that is why he didn't really ask any other question. He asked this question. Do you love me more than these people?
그거 물었어.
And
그거 확인한 거.
that's the question that Jesus asked. He wanted
그것도
to
세 번이나.
confirm this. And not only once, but even 3 times.
그러니까 여러분들이 주님도 여러분을 수신할 때 이거 물어보고 수신할게요.
So what about you then? Like when Jesus wanted to like utilize you, use you, then he would also ask the same
그렇죠.
question to you.
나중에 뭐랍니까? 베드로가 내가 주님 산 주님 아시지 않습니까? 3번이나 그러고.
And then later, what did Peter say? Peter said to Jesus like this: Jesus, you know that I love you.
그때 주님 이렇게
And this
네가
time,
전에는 젊을 때 스스로 뛰었는데 나이 들어서 남이 너를 뛰게 뛰고 네가 원치 않은 걸 봐.
and at the time Jesus said to Peter like this: like when you were younger, you dressed yourself and then went where you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and then someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go.
그러니까 주님은 정말 이거 복음을 위해서 모든 것보다 복음을 더 사랑하시냐?
So the question was like this: can you really like lay down everything for the sake of this gospel? Can you really love the gospel more than any other things? Can you really love the gospel more than your life?
그 여러분 커바드에서 영화 보면 베드로가 로마에 갔다 너무 박해와 핍박이 가니까 도망가잖아요.
So if you look at if you watch the like movie Quo Vadis, it says about the Peter, and then it says that Peter,
도망가다가 주님을 만나요.
he was under really severe persecution, and that's why he escaped. And on the way to just go to somewhere else, he met
주님
Jesus.
만나요. 주님 어디 가십니까?
And at that time, Peter asked this question: "Oh, Jesus, where are you going?"
나는 네가 버린 십자가를 들고 왔다.
And then this is what Jesus said: "Oh, now I'm just going to somewhere to just take up the cross that you abandoned, that you threw away."
그래다 되더라.
And that is why the Peter he went back.
뭐 전설입니다만 그래 나중에 막 자기는 거꾸로 매다 숨겨요.
And this is kind of legend, but some people say that the Peter he was like hung on a like cross up and down, and then that's how he died.
하얗게
And then this is the condition for community workers.
여러분이 복음으로 끝내야 되고 결국 이 복음전하는 세계원 결론을
So you must really finish everything through the gospel, and then you must really come to a conclusion with world evangelization.
이게 초대교회는 다 복음의 가치를 의하냐 생명걸만 가치.
And that's why in the case of early churches, they really knew the value of the gospel. To what extent they really knew that they can really take their life for the sake of the gospel.
아깝지 않아.
And that's why even though they abandoned, they threw away all of their possessions.
그렇죠. 이유가 한두 가지 아닌데도
That's okay.
이유가 없다.
And actually they had many excuses or reasons, but they still said they have no reason at all.
그겁니다. 알겠죠?
Yeah, this is it.
사랑한다 말을 알겠죠?
And that is the meaning of loving Jesus.
이거 확인하신 후에 명령하십니다. 그렇죠?
And after confirming this, Jesus commended to him.
책 보면 주님의 지대하신 명령.
And then if you look at the textbook, it says that
이게 뭐예요?
it's the great command of Jesus.
어린 양을 먹이라 치라.
And what is that? And it is this, like, feed my lamb.
자, 어린 양이 먹이는 게 얼마나 중요하면 그렇게 봤습니다.
Just think about this. Can you imagine how important it is to feed the lambs? And that's the reason Jesus said about this.
일단 사역자는 여러분이 우리가 이 그리스도 예수 그리스도를 정말로 어느 것보다도 뭐보다도 더 사랑할 수 있어요.
And that is why if you are community workers, then first of all you must like love Jesus Christ, the gospel more than anything else.
그렇죠. 그래 안 하면 사역 어느 날 사역 못해요.
And if you don't do this, if you cannot do this, then one day you will just stop doing your ministry.
하나님이 쓰시는 사역 일꾼들은 다 그래요.
So that all the community workers who are utilized by God, they were all like this.
자, 그러면 어린 양이 뭐냐 이 말이에요.
Then number two, what is the meaning of
뭐 여러 가지로 이렇게 얘기합니다.
lambs?
새신자다.
And people interpret many different like ways about this. Some people they say that it is new believers,
또는 뭐 어린아이, 렘넌트다.
or some people say that it means like young children, like remnants.
뭐 다 그런 게 해당될 수 있겠습니다.
Yeah, maybe it can be interpreted like this.
단지 그런 뜻으로만 주님 하시는 건 아니라고.
But I would say that maybe Jesus didn't really mean about this.
교재 보면 사도행 10장은 고넬료와 어린아이.
And if you look at the textbook, especially if you look at Acts chapter 10, it says about Cornelius.
8장 26절에 에드페아 넷이.
And if you also look at Acts chapter 8, it also says about Ethiopian eunuch.
사도행 9장 1절 10절 회개한 바울.
And if you look at Acts chapter 9, verse 1 to 10, it also says about Saul who repented.
사도행 10장 15절은 루디아.
And then Acts chapter 15, 16, and verse 15, it says Lydia.
고린도서 1장 2절에 보면 각처에 흩어진 성도들.
And then 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 2, it says about the believers who are scattered to many different places.
자, 이런 사람들이 어린 양이라고 우리 교재는 그렇게 말해요.
And then if you look at the textbooks, it says that people like them, they are lambs.
여러분 이 사람들을 좀 특히 보고.
So if you look at these people, then you can find common characteristics of these people.
자, 여러분 고넬료 어떤 사람인지 알죠?
And you all know who Cornelius was, right?
로마 백부장.
And he's a centurion of Rome.
이 사람은 경건한 사람.
And the Bible tells us that he is the Holy One.
이 사람은 아주 기도하는 사람.
And he is the one who prays.
근데 종교인데 복음을 몰라.
So we can say that he is really religious person, but he doesn't know the gospel.
그러다가 베드로를 만나서 복음을 듣게 돼요.
And then later he happened to meet Peter and then listen to the gospel from him.
얼마큼요 복음 베드로한테 막 무릎 꿇고
So he really sincerely received the gospel. That's why he knelt down before Peter and
온
received the
가족을 다
gospel.
모아놓고 마시.
And then later he gathered all of his family members and then make them to listen to the gospel from Peter.
여러분 에드페아 넷이 아시죠?
And you all know about this Ethiopian eunuch.
내가 예수 그리스도를 믿고 내가 이렇게 영접했는데 내 세례받는데 무슨 그러냐? 정말 세례잖아.
And then he says that now I know about this Jesus Christ, and then I received this gospel from you. So I have nothing to really I have nothing to block me to receive baptism. So please.
다메섹에서 여러분 회심한 바울을 아시죠?
And then you all know about Paul who repented in Damascus.
그래 즉각 나와서 예수가 그리스도 하나님의 아들이라고 쓰고.
After receiving the gospel, immediately he went out and then started to preach that Jesus is the Christ.
루디아가 누구냐?
And you know who Lydia is, right?
바울에게 복음 받는 말입니다. 나를 주인이 하거든 내 집에도 유하라.
And after receiving the gospel, she said like this: If you consider me as believers, then please come and stay at my home.
여러분이 어린 나이든 뭐 새신자든 좋습니다만은 특징을 아세요. 복음에 관한
Whether it is like young children or new believers, everything is fine, but you must know the characteristic of these people. What is this? It
복음의
is people who are thirsty of the gospel and the people who are really loyal to the gospel.
복음의 사명을 가진 사람.
And the people who have commission of this gospel.
여러분이 이런 사람이 세시자 가운데 있다.
And then you can find these kind of people among new believers.
그렇습니까? 아이 가운데도 있어요.
And then even among young children, you can find this kind of people.
예수님은 이 어린 양을 채우고
And then Jesus said that you have to feed these lambs.
그렇잖아요.
Isn't it so?
정말로 저는 말해요. 해외에 가보세요. 어느 나라 가도 있습니다.
And then when I go to overseas and in any countries where I may be, I
그렇죠?
can always find this kind of
많이
people.
가면 많이 모여야 뭐 많이 먹는 거 도로 합니다.
So I don't really like that many people, but I really want to find even one.
정말 한 명이라도요 이런 사람을 찾아.
And I really try to find out even only one person who is just like this.
예수님이 이게 얼마나 중요한지 네가 나를 죄송한 것을 사랑해.
And these people are really precious and valuable. That is why Jesus asked this question. Do you love me more than these people?
네가 원치 않는 곳을 가게 될 것이다.
And later you'll go. You'll just happen to go somewhere that you don't want to go.
왜? 어린 양을 찾고 세우고 파는.
Why? Because you have to find out this young land and you have to raise them up and you have to commission them. That's why.
그러니까 여러분이 전도회 할 때요 우리가 모든 뭐 사람을 복음전하고 할 수 있다. 그러나 여러분이 이 축복받아.
And that is why when we evangelize people, of course we can evangelize everyone, like all people, but we must receive this blessing.
정말 하나님이 딱 준비한 사람.
And then there are some people who are prepared by God like this.
이 사람들이 복음을 회복하고 이 복음을 누리고 복음 전달하고.
And these people, they are the ones who restore the gospel, and then they are the ones who enjoy the gospel, and then who relay this gospel.
하나님은 모든 나라가 복음이 들어가야 되기 때문에 반드시 이거 할 사람 준비해라.
And then this gospel must be entered to all nations. That's why, for sure, God prepared this kind of people.
그러니까 여러분이 사역을 하면서요 이런 걸 노골적으로 드러낼 필요는 없습니다. 그러나 언제 초점을 여기 두세요.
And that's why when you do your ministry, you don't really have to like reveal or expose this kind of things on purpose, but your focus must be on this.
그렇잖아요. 우리가 누구를 다 복음 전해야 되고 다 복음 전해야 되고 복음 믿어야 됩니다. 그러나 하나님 우리가 그게 하나님이 원하는 거지만 다 믿지는 않거든.
But of course, it is really true that like everyone needs to listen to this gospel. They must receive this gospel. They must be evangelized or like saved. But the thing is, that not everyone can be saved.
다 복음 받는 건 아닙니다.
Not everyone receive this gospel.
그런데 하나님이 반드시 준비를 해요.
But there are some people who are prepared by God for sure.
이 사람을 사실 찾고 우리가 세워서 파송하는 것이 전도입니다.
So we have to really find them and then raise them up and then commission them to the field. This is about evangelism.
그렇죠. 하나님이 주님이 원하는 것은 이 어린 양을 먹입니다.
So what Jesus wants is this. We have to feed these lambs.
자, 어린 양을 먹일 이유가 뭐냐?
Then what is the reason for us to feed these lambs?
왜 어린 양을 먹이지?
What is the reason for us to feed lambs?
교회 국가가 세장했다.
Why? Because the churches and the countries they have become weak.
에가서스 아죠.
And you all know about this like Song of Songs.
얼마만큼 나이가 제절못해 제절 줍사.
And then it says that like young children they need to be fed, but there is no one who can give them milk.
그러니까 아이가 정보면 죽는데 제출 사람.
That's why I think about this. Like young children, a newborn baby, they have to be fed, but there is no one who can give them milk.
그렇죠. 그러니까 그만큼 여러분이가 전 지구상에 복음 없습니다.
So to that extent, the gospel really disappeared in all over the world.
복음을 전할 자가 없다니.
And there is no one who can really preach this gospel.
정말입니다. 신학교 가도 복음을 모르고.
And it is really true. Like even though you go to seminary school, you cannot find the gospel there anymore.
목사 복음도 모르고.
And even pastors, they do not know the gospel.
그러니까 아무도 복음 전하는 사람.
And that is why we can say that there is no one who really shares the gospel.
근데 내가 캄보디아, 파키스탄 사람들 보기 이란 사람 뭐 하나 가볼까요? 사람 앉아있는 사람들 공부 잘 듣는데요. 목사는 본 거 아니에요?
But when I visited some Pakistani workers, actually those workers they really listen to the gospel with a longing heart. But the pastor, the Pakistani pastor there, he's the one who didn't listen to the message.
질문 딱 한 개는 뭐냐? 돼지고기 먹지 말라고.
And then he raised the only one question. What is that? He says that, oh, the Bible tells us that we shouldn't eat pork.
야, 하더만 나 이제 그 하도 이사야서 나 내가 성경도 이사야서 그 제일 마지막에 있더라고.
So
그거 어디 끄집어내가지고.
it was really strange actually because that Bible verse is located in the end of Isaiah. And I don't really know from
이사야
where he really
26장
found
마지막에
out
보니까
this
17절
Bible
보니까
verse.
스스로 거룩하게 구별하며 스스로 정결하게 하고 동산에 들어가서 그 가운데 있는 자를 따라 돼지고기와 가증한 물건과 치를 먹는 자가 다 함께 말이라 여호와의 말씀이라.
And if you look at the last chapter of Isaiah, and then chapter 66, Isaiah chapter 66 verse 17, it says like this: those who consecrate and purify themselves to go into the gardens, following the one in the midst of those who eat the flesh of pigs and
이거
rats
반대말이냐
and other
벌써. 성경이 반대말이냐
abominable
벌써.
things. And then the Pakistani pastor said like this: can you find the opposite verse of this from the Bible?
돼지고기 먹으라 된다는 말이 있냐 이 말이야.
So what he meant is this: oh, is there any Bible verse which tells us that it is okay for us to eat the pork?
자, 그러니까요. 희한해.
So it is really
복음은 가만히 없고 이런 것만 다
So he's not interested in the gospel at all, and he just focuses on this thing.
좀 이제 얘기를 하니까 얘기하지 말아요.
So he just tries to explain to him something about this, but he says, "Oh no, you don't have to do this."
그러니까 그런 사람이 목사.
So a person like him is a pastor.
앉아든 사람들 막 영접하니까 다 일어나서 막 하고 영접하는데 본인은 아니고.
But people who listen to the gospel on the floor, actually, they really receive the gospel with a sincere heart. But the Pakistani pastor himself, he was not interested in this gospel at all.
예, 그러니 여러분이 복음에 갈급해가지고 복음을 못 들어가지고 그렇잖아. 이 제안을 당하는데 아무도 복음 전하는.
And that is why there are many people out there who are really thirsty of this gospel, and that actually they really want to listen to this gospel, but there is no one who really shares this gospel to them.
그래서 여러분이 아닙니다. 이 복음을 회복하고 전달하는 사람을 찾아야 돼요.
And that is why we really have to find out some people who restore this gospel, enjoy this gospel, and they relate to others.
어디 가도 있습니다. 남은 자, 흩어진 자, 분명히 숨겨둔 자.
Wherever you may go, you can find these kind of people, remained one, scattered one, and hidden one.
그 사람들을 찾아가지고 세워서 파송하는 거.
So you really have to find them out, and you have to raise them up, and then commission them.
여러분 그 정도면 주님은 여러분 모든 것 다.
So if you do this kind of evangelism, then Jesus Christ will take care of everything for you.
그렇죠. 저는 해외에서 그걸 봤어요.
And that's what I have seen from overseas.
그러니까 많은 분들이 이해를 못해. 내가 하고 있는 사역에 대해서 이해를 못해.
But
안
many
봤으니까.
people, they cannot understand about my ministry. Why? Because they haven't seen it.
그러니까 우리 따라가 보니까 환경이 못된 사람 가보니까 야, 하고 이제 보니까 이렇게 선거 이게 선거라 그래.
And that is why the people like Pastor Hwang Yong-yo, actually this time he also went to Indonesia, Malaysia with us, and then after he has seen this, he really realized that this is about missions.
그러니 그 사람들을 세우기 위해서 계속 들어가는 거예요.
And that is why to raise up people like these disciples, we have to go to this missions field continuously.
그 여러분이 나는 그래. 이 무슨 성교가 무슨 교회 과시하는 거다. 무슨 동기라고 뭘 사업을 갖다 한 것입니까? 진짜 이걸 보는데요. 그거는 전도가 성교라고.
And this is what I think about missions. And we don't just do missions because we want to like show off our churches or because we want to like do some business or something. But if you really don't know about this, and then if you just try to do something, then it is not evangelism or it is not like missions.
그리고 뭐랄까 세계 복음화의 지름길이다.
And also it says that it is the like shortcut.
어린 양을 먹이는
world
것이 세계화
organization.
지름길이다 이 말이에요.
So it means that the reason for us to feed lambs is because the feeding
디모데후서
lambs is
2장
a
1에
shortcut of
바울이
world organization. Second Timothy chapter 2
디모데후 한
verse
말이야.
2. And this is what
1절에 내 아들아 그런 너는 그리스도에서 은혜 강하고 또 네가 많은 직인 앞에서 내게 들은 바를 주선자 부탁하라. 그들이 또 다른 사람들 갈 수 있습니다.
And if you look at 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 1 and 2, it says this. You then, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus. And the
그렇죠.
things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to reliable men who will also be qualified to
충성된
teach others.
그게 여러분 세계복음화 지름길입니다.
And it says reliable men. And finding these people, that is the shortcut of doing world evangelization.
그러니까 내가 이제 인도네시아 가서 한 번 이제 저는 그냥 소수의 사업하고 그냥 파고 휘덕치고 가자. 그러면 이제 조금 대조적인 게 5,000원 공사 같으면 막 큰 거에 막 10회씩을 받는 거야.
So like in the case of Indonesia, I always like go there and do ministry with a small number of people. And then you can kind of like compare this ministry with the ministry of Pastor O because he usually like gathers many people and then he has really big conference.
그냥 그거는 뭐 자주 어떡하지 않으니까.
But he doesn't really visit Indonesia often.
내가 물어봐서 그 장로이 보고 오모사님 들어온 주기가 아니라 뭐 그런 게 없고 그냥 뭐 이렇게
So I asked a question to like one of elders from his church, and then whether Pastor O really visits Indonesia regularly or not, and then he says no.
그러니까 이제 이걸 우리 인도네시아 우리 제자들 압니다.
And the Indonesia disciples they know about this,
목사님 하는 거하고 오모사님 하는 거 다르다고.
and they know that the ministry that Pastor Shin does is different from the ministry of Pastor O.
목사님은 뭐 오면 뭐 소수의 몇 사람 그 사람 놓고 계속 집중하려고 가고 그러니까 제 안에 스타일을 알고 목사님 뭐큰 거에도 막 거기 모아놓고 여러 뭐 집회하고 뭐 이렇게 뭐 그런 걸 하는 거 차이를 알잖아요.
So that's why they really know the style of the Pastor Shin and the Pastor O, and they know that Pastor Shin always gathers a small number of people and then give intensive training for them. But they also know that Pastor O, he really gathers many people all the time and then have big conference.
그러니까 저는 그래 하는 이유가 다른 겁니다. 하나님이 정말로 숨겨놓고 남겨놓은 이 제자를 사세웁니다.
Well, I don't really have any other reasons to do my ministry in this way because I truly believe in the fact that God prepared like hidden ones, scattered ones, and the like remained ones for the sake of this
그래서 교회
restoration
성장의
of
최고
gospel.
최대의 길이다 이런 말씀.
And then the textbook also tells us that this is the greatest and then the biggest way for church revival.
우리 사도행 2장 45분 그날의 제자가 3,000이다.
So if you look at Acts chapter 2 verse 42 and 41 and 42, it says that on that day the number of disciples were added up to 3,000.
그들이 사도에 가서 서로 교대근데 오래 기다렸다.
And then they devoted themselves to break down to break the bread, and then they all devoted themselves to the teaching of apostles.
우리 사역이 보면 날마다 성경에서 또 집에서
And if you look at Acts chapter 2 verse 46 and 47, it says that like every day they gather together in the temple courts and house to house.
그리고 교회의 시급한 문제.
And then it also says about the urgent problem of the church.
자, 산모의 영양실조.
And it says about this. It is about like
버려진
malnutrition
유아.
of mother, and then also abandoned infants,
가르치 않는 아이.
and then the children who are not grown up,
혼자 방에 앉아있는 아이.
and then like children,
부모님의 외도.
like a child who is just sitting in the
바람난 주부.
room, and then like
세상에 빠진 아버지.
the parents or like housewife who has.
이래서 어린 아이들이 어린 양들이 다시 와서 못 받고 있고 전혀 양육이 안 되고 그렇죠? 훈련이 안 되겠다.
who's just wondering what is going around. And that is why like this, like many people, they are not really like nurtured or they are actually like offended.
말세 위기 현상입니다.
And he also says about the like symptoms of crisis in the end time.
모이기를 피하고
And then people do not really want to gather together.
자 서로 돌아보라는데 모이기를 피해서 그게 안 되고 있다.
And then it says that actually we have to just take care of each other, but since people do not really want to gather together, it doesn't really
그러니까
place much.
이게 안 되는 거예요. 양을 한마디로 말하면 양이 돼요.
That's why in one word you can say that nurturing is not taking place.
그러니까 뭐 복음이 없죠. 뭐 복음을 먹는데 뭐 복음이 없이 아무것도 못하는 거지.
And think about this. And there is no gospel. That's why since there is no gospel, nothing really takes place.
그래서 여러분 올바른 복음 가지고 정말로 이 사람들을 그렇잖아요. 여러분이 양육시키고 훈련시켜서 파송하는 거다.
And that is why, like having the correct gospel, you must really nurture these people, and then you have to like raise them up and then commission them to the field.
자, 그래서 그러면 무엇으로 할 것이냐?
Then, like, how can we help them? With what?
기도로서 중요한 도움을 줍니다.
And by prayer, we can give them important like help, or we can like help
정말로 그
them.
사람이 여러분 중요한 하나님이 작정해서 계속 그 사람이 기도 속에도
And if you really find important people, then you really have to help them in your prayer continuously.
그렇잖아요. 저는 우리 교인들을 다 만나죠. 그러나 뭐 많은 숫자이기 때문에 거의 제가 기도 속에 이름을 다 불러요.
And then I cannot really meet all of my church members all the time, but since we don't really have like many church members, whenever I just pray, I always like call out. I just always like call out their name, and then I continuously pray for them.
그러니까 바울이 보면 전부 에베소 진리법 여성에서 보면 전부 내 기도 속에 너희를 생각하고 뭐 이런 말이야.
And that is why if you look at the letters of Paul, for example, like the book of Ephesians or First Thessalonians, and he always say like this: that you are in my prayer.
너희를 생각할 때마다 하나님께 감사한다 뭐 이런 말.
And he also said like this: I always give thanks to God whenever I think about you.
예, 부모, 형제, 친구로서의 기부 도움을 주시다.
And that as parents, brothers, and friends, you can give them a lot of help.
걸어가야 될 길을 실제로 초점, 동행하여 보여줌으로 큰 도움을 주시다.
And then you can also like invite them, and you can also like be with them all the time, so that you can really like show them the path that they will just walk on. And then by doing so, you can give them great help.
편지로서 급한 위기와 갈등을 해소시켜줍니다.
Or sometimes, like by letter, you can also like solve their like urgent like, crisis or conflict.
만나지 못한 동안에 책자 하나 읽을 것 하면서 상당한 도움을.
And even though you cannot really meet them, but by some like books or some like small like booklets, you can also give them great help.
양육은 마치 어린아이들 키운 것 때문에 사실은 모든 거 이렇게 사실 더 도와줘요.
We can say that like nurturing is same as like raising up young children. That's why with all the like ways or methods, we can help these people.
자, 여러분이 어떤 이게 대해서 그렇죠.
So now I assume that like, you really understand what I'm talking about.
그래서 여러분이 어디든지 전도가 되려면 메시지가 있어요.
And that is why in any situation or wherever you may are, like for the sake of this evangelism movement taking place,
메시지는
first of all, you have to have a
올바른
message.
복음.
So what is this message? This is about correct gospel.
그러면 이 메시지를 줄 수는 그렇죠? 메신저가 있어요.
And if that is so, then we need a messenger who can really share this correct message.
그리고 전략이 있어요.
And then we also need strategy.
여러분 메신저는 62가지 전도의 삶으로 보내드려요.
And who is this messenger? He is the one who is trained with this 62 life.
이거 좀 62가지 있어요.
And these days we continuously listen to the message about this 62 life of evangelist.
전략은 여러분이 하나님의 이 신부를 할 사람인데요. 복음을 회복하 전달할 그거 신분을 하지 않습니다.
And who is this? What about this strategy? It is about the like agent who would run an errand of God.
하나님이 그런 사람을 어딘지 남겨놨고 그 생각.
And then like wherever you may are, God always prepared this kind of people, and God remained them, and then God also
그
prepared
우리는
these
그
people.
사람들을 찾고 세우고 파송하는 게 우리 방법.
And that is why we have to find them and then raise them up, and then have to commission them. This is our method.
그렇죠. 이거 하기 위해서 저 같은 경우는 집중을 하고
And to do this, in my case, I always have intensive training.
데려가서 집중을
And I like go to their places. I just visit their like
또
mission field, and then I
우리한테
give this intensive
대로
training.
나와서 훈련시켜서 가고
And then sometimes, whenever we have some important conferences or training, we also like invite them to Korea so that they can visit training there.
그래서 여러분이 오늘 저와 여러분이 사역도 하고 있고 또 여러분이 정말로 하나님의 부를 사명자라면 여러분 이 말을 알아요.
So like you and I, we are always doing like ministry, and then if you are really the ones who are called by God, then you really have to understand what I'm telling you right now.
그렇죠. 예수님께서 베드로를 그때 딱 보면 네가 나를 이 삶도 더 사랑하냐?
When Jesus like called Peter, he didn't ask any other things, but he asked only this question: Do you
그래서
love
세
me more
번이나
than these people?
하기를.
And he confirmed this even 3 times.
그런 다음에 양보라고.
And after that, Jesus said, "God, feed my lambs."
그렇죠. 여러분이 정말로 복음의 가치라.
So you must really know the value of the gospel first.
그런데 복음이 없다고.
But the issue is nowadays we don't really have this gospel anymore.
그래서 그게 전부 지하고.
And that is why the fields really turned into disastrous field.
그러면 여러분이 그 땅에 뭘 하는 게 가장 하는 게 뭐예요?
And if that is so, if that is true, then just think about this. Like, what would God be pleased by our like, actual behavior the most?
우리 에디피아 가서 해야 되는데 사실 정말 하나님이 저는 그 단체가 맞는가 또 그 사람들이 말하는 40군데 오게 하는 것이 그게 정말 하나님 원하는 건가 이거 하긴
So we should go to like Ethiopia soon, and then now I'm really just praying for this. And is that organization that RWP is the one that God really desires? And then is it really true that God really wants us to do this evangelism movement through that organization?
왜냐하면 우리가 그까지 에디피아까지 가는 경우에도 두 사람만도 경비가 지금 뭐 거기서 먹고 자고 우리 경비다 한 사람도 200만 원 가요. 두 사람에서 400만 원.
And because the thing is like even if only 2 people like Asner and the translator will just visit there, if you think about the transportation, the lodging and the meal there, then actually like, it costs more than like $4,000 for 2 people.
근데 그 훈련받은 사람들 와서 모아가지고 먹고 자고 이렇게 훈련시키려 하니까 그 경비가 또 400만 원.
And also we want to gather some like, disciples like out of local people, and then we want to like give them intensive training. And then for them to do this, we need also like a lodging fee or some like meal. And it also costs $4,000.
그러니까 그래가지고 갈로 가서 아무도 없어.
And that's why there is no one who would want to just go to Ethiopia paying this cost.
자기 경비도 뭐 가져가는 것도 없고.
People cannot even afford of their own transportation.
그러니까 그래 제가 그걸 한 번 갈 때마다 800만 원 정도 돈 들어가 있는데 그 사이 그렇게 그냥 막 해달라고 한다고 해줄 수 있나요?
And that is what I think about this. Like visiting there only one time, it costs like at least $8,000, and that is why you cannot like even like ask someone to just visit there easily.
그래서 제가 계속 기다려.
And that is why I continuously like wait and then pray for this.
여러 가지로 따져보고 정말로 경비 그만두는지 내가 일부러 박창환 먼저 보내가 하게 된 거야.
Yeah, I really like thought about this and then calculated this a lot, and that is why I sent Pastor Park first to Ethiopia so that all the calculation is correct.
또 하나님이 정말로 이거 뜻이면 원하는 거라면 경비도 경비도 해야 돼. 그렇죠.
And
필요해.
also, if like visiting Ethiopia and having intensive training there, if it is really God's will, then our financial issue must be solved as well.
그러니까 하나님이 거기에 대해서 제게 사인을 다 주셨어.
But God already has like given me all the like sign for doing this.
예, 그 경비가 하나님이 다른 분들 손에서 다 줍니다.
And then God prepared like all the like money theme by other people.
그래서 내가 야, 하나님이 정말로 그 사람과 훈련시킨 하나님이 정말 기뻐하는 뜻이구나.
And by looking at this, I really checked and confirmed again that oh, it is really like God's will for us to train them.
그래서 여러분들이 어디 있습니다. 그래서 하나님이 정말로 이 갈급하고 복음을 주는 사명이 있습니다.
And that is why we can find these kind of people anywhere. And they are God's prepared, like thirsty and loyal and commissioned people out there.
여러분이 요걸 요 사람들 찾으려면 딴 거 해요. 다른 거 보면 안 돼요. 다른 동기 주면 안 돼요. 올바른 복음.
And that is why if you really want to find these people, then actually you're not really supposed to do something else, but you really have to give them the correct gospel only.
그러니까 제가 구원의 길 이거 하고 복음 도표 요 딱 정리해가지고 가서 집중적으로 해야 돼요.
And that is why I always like organize the way of salvation and arrange the gospel chart, and then I just bring this message only all the time, and then I just give them intensive training on this message.
이거 강의하고 이거 워크샵 해주고 워크샵 시키고 또 계속 숙제를 하고.
I give lecture based on this, and I also give them assignment about this so that they can have their homework all the time.
그런데요, 하나님 진짜 이것 때문에
But because of this, God really worked upon us a lot.
그러니까 파키스탄이 그 암자도 못하잖아요.
And you all know that like Pastor Amjad from Pakistan, he has come to like.
이 친구 집중을 다 맞추고 포럼에서 뭐라고 막 훈련까지 잘 모르겠고 그냥 오직 봉도표 그거 다 이러고.
And then after receiving like all the like training, and he concluded like this. Of course, I received many different like training in Korea, but actually I don't really like
자기는 이걸 가져가서
care about this.
말하겠다.
But I really have to really focus on this like gospel chart, and then when I go back to Pakistan, then I have to really share my message about this gospel chart only.
그러니까 어디 있습니까?
That's why you can find these kind of disciples anywhere.
돼지고기 먹지 마라. 그래 가지고 그것만 차고 말하는 사람인 반면에 오직 봉.
Yeah, sometimes we do have some people like the Pakistani pastor who say that we shouldn't really eat the pork, but on the other side we have some like disciples who stake their life for the sake of this gospel.
여러분이 이런 사람을 만나서 내가 양육시고 그걸 파송하는 거예요.
So
그 한 명이라도요. 그 한 명이 여러분 답이다.
So if you really like find these like people who restore this gospel, enjoy the gospel, and then relate to others, and even though you just meet only one disciple like this person, then actually that one person is everything.
그게 바울이 저도 그랬어요.
Because that's how Paul really evangelized.
빌립보 가서 루디아 만났어요.
And he went to Philippi, and then he met Lydia there.
그렇죠. 데살로니가 야손.
And he went to Thessalonians, and then there he
고린도가
met
브리스가
Jason.
부고.
And then when he went to like Corinthians, he also met Priscilla and Aquila there.
에베소서 제자들 따라 모아서 2년 동안 집중적으로.
And then when he went to Ephesus, he gathered disciples separately, and then he gave training for them separately for 2 years intensively.
우리 230개 나라 이 사람들 찾아 세우고 찾아 끝입니다.
So like from 237 nations, we have to these kind of people, and then you have to train them and then commission them. Then that's it.
여러분이 사역을 하고 있는데 여러분들이 어떤 현장에도 예수님께서 내 어린 양을 먹이라는 그 어린 양, 그 사람들 양육시켜서 그렇죠. 결국은 여러분이 나중에 안 가도 될 만큼 그걸 파송시킬 거야.
No matter where you are doing your ministry there, but you really have to feed your lambs there to the extent that like you just raise them up so that you don't really have to like visit that place anymore.
교회 안에 와 있는 사람은 뭐 제자들 무리들은 다 우리가 관심 갖고 다 도와줘. 그러나 현장에 하도 그렇게 하면 돼요. 반드시 하나님이 주변에 제자 사세워서 봐도 거기다.
And inside of the church, yes, we do have some crowds and the disciples like in the church all the time, but we have to take care of them all the time. But the thing is, in the case of the ministry in the field, we should not really focus on everyone. We should really focus on disciples.
여러분이 생명들만 보는 가치를 알면 하나님은 그런 사람 붙이죠.
And if you really know the like, value of the gospel to the extent that you will stake your life, then God will also attach important disciples who are just like you.
그래서 다른 사람이 그 제자가 여러분이 다른 기도하면 안 돼. 복음만 기도, 다른 걸 기도할 수 없다는 걸 깨달아.
And that is why like, your disciples, they are not really supposed to expect any other things from you. And when they look at you, they should really think that, oh, actually, I really have to just receive the gospel only from this person.
저는 늘 그래요. 말도 그래 하고 실제로 복음에 아무 줄게 없다.
And that is why I always tell my disciples like this. I don't really have anything but gospel only.
다른 거 기다려 가라.
So if you expect something else from me, then you can just go.
그러니까 왜? 그렇잖아. 복음을 하나님 내가 딴 거지 그 죄야 죄.
Why? Because actually I really have to give the gospel to disciples only. If I give other things, then it is sin.
복음 안에 다 있고 복음 모든 거지.
And everything is inside of this gospel, and then the gospel itself is everything.
기도하겠습니다.
Let us pray.
하나님 감사합니다.
God, thank you.
우리 보고 네가 나를 이 모든 사람보다 사랑하냐고 그러지.
Jesus, you asked us this question that do you love me more than any of these people?
우리가 주님을 사랑한 줄 주님이 아시잖아.
And then Jesus, you know that we love you.
우리도 그렇게 대답합니다.
And Jesus, we also like give the same answer like Peter did.
주님 우리 보고 네가 내 어린 양을 먹이라고 말해.
Jesus, you also told us that feed my lambs.
우리는 그런 사역자, 그런 사명자 살기 원합니다.
Father God, we truly want to be that kind of community workers and ministers.
230개 나라를 살리는 사역자로 세워지게 하고
Father God, may you really like bless us so that we can become a community workers who can really raise up disciples from 237 nations.
우리 자신부터 하나님이 쓸 수 있는 사역자를 세워지게 하고
And Father God, like, may you bless us so that we ourselves can become the community workers.
정말로 복음 앞에 모든 걸림돌이 없게 해줘서
Father God, may you remove all the obstacles.
넘어설 수 있는 정말 믿음이 되게 하고
Father God, let us also really possess the faith
그렇게
to
훈련돼
overcome
세워지게
our
하옵소서.
obstacles. And let us be trained like this, and then let us really be
그래서
raised
하나님이
like this.
230 나라를 맡길 수 있는 사역자 되기 원합니다.
Father God, we really want to become a community worker so that God can entrust us 237 nations to us.
살아계신 주 예수 사랑으로
In
기도드립니다.
the name of Jesus Christ, we pray.
아멘.